Hey, I wanted to talk about this because it seems to me to be very cute. So, when I was a kid, way before I learned English, way before I started making these videos, because I'm 20 right now, even though I got a stubble, I'm 20. Um, so when I was sort of a kid, I remember I wanted to make a YouTube channel, and this YouTube channel had sort of a character, and this character where like he wore sort of a like a helmet, like a light green helmet, and I remember I had like a whole plan for this YouTube channel. It was gonna be a YouTube channel surrounded in like me playing Roblox, sorry, playing Minecraft and speaking English. Because I was like learning English back then. I was like 14 or something. No, I think I actually learned English when I was 16. So you know, probably around that age. And I never really made that video because I never really felt ready to do it. You know, and of course I probably wasn't ready. I probably was gonna be like super. It was probably gonna be super boring just hearing me, just like this, hear me talking about random stuff, and playing Minecraft. Pretty much this, but much more boring and much harder to understand. The thing is that I was thinking today because I've been failing in keeping the habit of like sort of meditating in the mornings, mainly because I'm sort of busy. I have to like get straight to work. But today I did it, and I was meditating over all of the evil that could come across that I could come across today, and I also pictured my death. Like I actually like doing that, really like doing that because it like gives you the comfort of like knowing that even if the worst scenario happens to you, hopefully, of course, it's not the same as you ambition it in your head and actually happening and actually feeling the loss of literally everything that you have. But ambitioning that, it's like it calms you down. It's like this is the worst possible scenario, and this is how you would feel. This is how you would react. And what I constantly think of, because I'm so young and I haven't done a lot of things, a lot of things that I want to do, and I have a lot of things that I have a lot of wrongs that I want to right, and you know I have to make peace with all of those things, make peace with my mistakes, make peace with the things that I have postponed, the things that I have not been able to do, and the things that I've been doing badly for so long. And I'm constantly happy to remind myself of the fact that I'm not an obstacle for myself. The fact that I did that, the fact that I created these videos, because this is part of my, this is part of my passion. I like speaking, I like talking, I like sort of like putting my words or my feelings into words, my ideas into words, even if nobody is on the other side consuming this information, this these videos. I remind myself that I'm happy for having done that or for be doing that right now. I remind myself that even though I fail to do things right, I always understand good. I always understand that I um, misbehaved or that I did something wrong and that I'm trying to do better and that like forgive others and apologize for my mistakes as well. You know, glad for the things that I've experienced, glad for the life I was given, and proud of my efforts. And that sort of, it's comforting. It's a comforting feeling to feel like you're okay. You're kind of forgiving yourself for being so flawed, you know. And I guess it's important to not be an obstacle for yourself. If you want to do something, do it. You know. I think if I were to die tomorrow, most of the things that I wanted to do, not only just YouTube these videos, not only um, many other things like the questions I asked, the things I forced myself to do, even though I was afraid or fretting over the outcome, all of those things are things that I'm happy for, because it's like you did what was within your control, you know? Succeeding at doing this thing, um, actually reaching people with these videos, most of it is out of my control, you know? But what's not out of my control is getting up and do it, you know? It's out of my control that people will like me or disdain me for the things that I do, or for what I say, or how I look, or what comes up, or how my actions come off. But it is within my power to do what I know it's right and what I want. So that should fill you up with peace and satisfaction, you know? Because otherwise you have your desires wrong. And as a result of that, of course, you will be dissatisfied with your life. This turned into such a serious conversation all of a sudden, I know. Um, but yeah, that was a nice way to put it. Yeah. For example, today, or well, currently in this stage of my life in which I'm in, currently jumping from a job to another, just trying to find something that makes me feel more comfortable or stable. Currently, I'm trying to become an interpreter, and not gonna lie, it's sort of a very complicated job, and actually, it's overly complicated for no reason. They just make your job harder, and I don't feel very comfortable here, but like I said, I'm not gonna be an obstacle to myself. I'm not gonna lose anything by trying. If I have to go through uncomfortable situations, which I have, I will go through them. I'm not gonna die, and if I die, I think we already talked about that. Thing is, yeah, like I said in my previous video, life is an experience, and I wanna get the most out of it. That's why I wanna do all of these things. That's why I don't wanna neither see limitations, see boundaries, or mental boundaries in what I want to do. The mental boundary for me, but it's like, oh, I don't want to make these videos. People are gonna make fun of me. Oh, I don't want to ask this question. People are gonna make fun of me. I don't want to act like this or do this because people are gonna disdain that. And truly, I don't want to be a slave for all of those things. I love when Epictetus said that we are more we are all slaves in our you know in the most part, and we don't really have only one master. We have multiple masters. Is whatever you appreciate, whatever you like, whatever you want, whatever you desire. Whoever has power over that thing is your master. And of course, even he himself had masters. You know, he did not want to die. He wanted to preserve his body full and healthy. Therefore, I don't know, bad people like dictators, whatever, obviously would have like they were sort of his master, you know, because they had control over them, over those things that he desired. So those people could, I don't know, enslave him, um, make him do something out of fear of losing his body, of not keeping his body whole. That's what he meant. And I kind of lost myself right there. I feel like, when you shy away from those things, for the most part, it's just like you are fearful of alienation. You are a slave of other people because you fear being disdained, or you fear losing the praise of other people, you know? And it's okay to accept that, It's okay. I think it's something that we can all agree on. Whenever you find something that it's okay to do, it's not bad to do, and you want to do it, but you don't do it because other people disdain it. You are a slave to it. I'm a slave to a lot of things, but I'm trying to decrease the amount of masters that I have every single day, because for some reason I just feel like I want to be limitless. I don't want to create. I don't want to be. This is actually a good way to put it. I don't want to be an obstacle for myself, because all of those things are just judgments, you know. And it's very fatal. What Epictetus said was very, very fatal. It's not like, oh, well, just don't like whatever you, or don't desire anything, and you'll just be happy. Just like just like Diogenes, just like Diogenes, 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 right? Just like Diogenes. He, oh my god, I'm butchering his name so many times. Anyhow, just like him, because he didn't desire anything. And of course, this is not like, oh yeah, sure, but somebody can come your way, enslave you, and if you don't comply with whatever that person says, they're gonna kill you. And according to Epictetus, according to Diogenes, that's what made somebody free, not being afraid of death. Because you can afford to not be liked by someone, you can afford to lose your house, but very few people can afford to die. And that's the only thing that can actually make you unable to be enslaved, or capable of never being enslaved. Being able to let go of everything that you have. Now, there's a lot of learning that I have to do on that side, but that's a very strong thought. If you have something that you're putting off, if you have something that you feel like you want to do, try to do it. Make yourself go through that. See how it feels. See how it feels to get a taste of the disdain, of the pain, of the consequences that you're, avoiding. I guess that's the belt. Yeah. That's it for today's video, I guess. I look so raggedy, dude. Did I look like this throughout the whole video? Anyhow, I'm gonna go get some work done, man, because I have to.